we return to one of the longest and most grueling events of the VALVIK Marble League with the Elimination Race. Hello everybody and welcome back then to Event 14 of the VALVIK Marble League. With me as always, Frankie. Let's have a look then at what happened last time around the VALVIK Marble League. And it was the Carbons that took the lead with a wonderful gold medal in the previous event. Scorpio stayed in second, Bubblegum Ballers dropped to third, and Sailors moved up 3 spots into fourth. But with a few events left to go, we could be seeing some teams drop out of the overall standings of the championship. But let's get right to it then with the Elimination Race. A very popular event here in the VALVIK Marble League. The course is exactly the same, starting off with a Plinko section here, where the marbles will be met with a lot of obstacles. Then it's a hurdles section, 2 hurdles here, as at the moment Renew of Team Echo is a little bit behind there. Shakaran is there with the Bubblegum Ballers. Then we move into the splitter section here, which divides the team into 2 paths, left and right. And this section can either be very fast or can stop you on your tracks, as we can see there from the Shakaran as we enter the final section, which is the funnels, which we've seen some very massive overtakes here as the final section with another Plinko section here. And the last to finish will be Concerto of Team Virtuoso. The objective, of course, is to not finish last for every run, because if you finish last, you are eliminated. And it will be 16th place for Team Virtuoso. And the marbles have been reset. The order is randomized, and then they go again. In 1-2, they're off now. Into the first section now. It's a brawl there between the Shakaran and the Peculiar Peaks. Shakaran currently in that last position there, brawling it out with the Sky Scouts, but Shakaran getting lost a little bit of a difficulty in the hurdles section here. In this fast zigzag section now, they go into the splitter. It's between Strato of the Sky Scouts and the Shakaran here. As we approach the funnels, in the funnels it's also important to have someone there with you, because we've seen from the past how much these contacts can affect that performance. But it will be then the Shakaran that will finish in 15th. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. They didn't really do anything wrong per se. It's just that they ran out of time. They were a bit slower than everybody else throughout the course. And, well, for Captain Zante, that's going to be 15th. Alright, run 3 now. Rolling down now are the marbles. We've also seen some marbles getting stuck here in this particular section. Oh, you almost saw that right there with Graphite and Joker further up the course, but it did not happen. Right now it's Eagle, winner of the previous running of the Elimination Race. Currently in last, Arthropod is there as well from the Scorpions, and so is Graphite of the Carbons, the top 2 in the overall standings now. Currently in the last few positions as we enter the funnels now. It's going to be a brawl to see who will enter the funnels last. And I think it will be the Sailors. Look at that. Swabby is there as well. But the Disco Neons as well. Oh, but the Sailors do manage to get past. And the Royal Jesters are eliminated. Ooh, that was a close call there for Swabby and for Blue Neon of the Disco Neons. And it looked like Joker of the Royal Jesters came out the worst of it. And that's going to be 14th for the Royal Jesters. We enter into the 4th run now. They're off already. Some marbles making their moves really quickly here, but remember, it's also about maintaining that momentum, maintaining that, making sure you don't get yourself tired too early. We've seen how consistently teams like the Violet Women were able to be as fast as possible. But meanwhile, then it will be Swabby that is currently lagging away. Oh god, there's 2 marbles stuck right before the funnels. It's the Violet Women and the Atomics. Oh, it's a disaster. We didn't even see how it happened because we were following Swabby the whole time. But for everybody else, it's going to be essentially a free run. We will have to see, because the team that's closer to the finish line will be the one that advances here. But we were following Swabby for most of the time. I think they were saved by the fact that these 2 here were stuck right before the entrance to the funnels here. And it will be the Violent Women that move on. Neutron is eliminated. Ooh, that was a close call for the Violet Vermin. Atomics, unfortunately, they are denied. As we get into round 5 now, we don't really see marbles getting stuck there in the first place, so that was very interesting to see. As meanwhile, it's still the Sky Scouts and the Carbons. They don't seem to have the best of starts, but they make it up right at the finish line there. Right now, it's Strato with Uramaki there as well, and Renew and Yang that are in the bottom positions as we approach the splitters now. We're still very much following Strato here. As look at Arthropod again there as well. Pop is there as well. A lot of the teams from the top half of the standings are here. As the Sushi Squad now gets moved around by those 2 marbles that just dropped in. They're going to be the last to enter the funnels, as I think Arthropod has already finished and the Sushi Squad are out. Unfortunate for the Sushi Squad. They got their first ever medal in this event right here with that marble Uramaki, but it was not to be this time. As look at that contact from Pop ensured for the Sushi Squad that they had that extra momentum which affected their entrance into the funnels. And well, Uramaki is out. Alright, run 6 now. Run's going by really quickly here. As the Violet Vermin Parasite currently the one lagging behind a little bit here with Strato once again. Matterhorn is there as well. But now into the split, into the zigzag section we go now. It's Matterhorn who's struggling a little bit here as we enter the splitter. Matterhorn lagging behind now. Pop briefly took the last place position now as we enter the funnels. It's a big gaggle of marbles on the right side. Meanwhile on the left side it's only Blue Neon as they get a good entry into the final section now. It's between these 4 marbles. Graphite will finish. And at the line there, it will be Strato. And oh, right at the line there, Matterhorn will get past Blue Neon. And the Disco Neons are eliminated. Another poor performance from the Disco Neons here. And that was a close call for Matterhorn of the Bikini Peaks, who was struggling the entire course. They were able to bring it back right at the line. Look at that photo finish there. Right at the line, they were able to bring it back, and they will advance. But it's going to be 11th for the Disco Neons. So we're going to run 7 now. Rolling down now are the marbles. Into the Plinko section we go. It's currently, again, Matterhorn with Yang and Parasite there. As some teams like Swabi, after their close call earlier in the event, have now found that form and are gradually making it work way better for them. The reserve of the Satyrs, of course. As meanwhile, it's between Yang and Parasite, as Parasite is having some difficulty in the splitter section here as we approach the funnels now. On the right side, it's Parasite that enters last, but they get contact with Matterhorn as they enter the last section. Matterhorn will just enter now, and Parasite is about to finish, and they do so, and the Peaks are eliminated. Oh, that's a disaster for the Bikini Peaks after that close call in the previous run. They are now out, courtesy of Parasite of the Violet Vermin. These two have been in a close fight the entire season. They've always seemed to find each other either in heats or in runs, but, well, it's 10th for the Peaks. He's going to run 8 to determine the last placed team of the bottom half. Or, well, 9th place. But it's Pop with a good start there, as meanwhile near the back it's Swabi and Arthropod with alongside Graphite. Yang is there as well, of the Bulls and bronze medalists back in last season's elimination race. As Renew of Team Echo is there as well, and almost we saw 2 marbles getting stuck there, but it was Parasite again. As we enter the funnels now, a lot of marbles on the right side, and as Yang will enter the funnel, the last section last. And I think it's too late for the Balls of Zen, and it is. And oh, at the line there, they were about to get past Swabi, but they were able to maintain that momentum to just about finish ahead of Yang, who will finish in 9th. Not a good look then from the defending champions. But that is then your bottom half set. Now it's time to determine how these last 8 marbles will finish. They're off now for 1-9. As Eagle struggling a little bit in that first section right before the Plinko here. As as Pop and Strato are there as well. Strato, of course, silver medalist in Season 1 elimination race. But Strato struggling a little bit in this section here as they enter the splitter. More struggles there for Strato as they're battling it out with Eagle, but Eagle managing this section a lot better than Strato. As we enter the funnels now, it's between Eagle and Strato right now as everybody's crossing the finish line. Eagle enters, Strato still struggling in the funnels, but it's too late already as Eagle will cross the line in 7th. And Strato is eliminated of the Sky Scouts. It's only going to be 8th. For a team that's had a wonderful recovery as of late, it's going to be middle of the pack finish for the Sky Scouts, which might affect their position in the overall standings. But of course, with Team Virtuosum in last, that's also going to be a boost of points for the Sky Scouts. As we enter into the 10th run now. They're off already here. It's a good start then from Arthropod. Look at that start there from Arthropod. As meanwhile, at the back, it is Pop of the Bubblegum Ballers. They're struggling in the Splinko section. As they enter the hurdle section now, Graphite, they're also struggling a little bit. They hit that timer right after that first hurdle. So it's now between Pop and Graphite. There's nobody else on the screen right now. As they enter the splitter section now, it's a much better entry from Graphite than from Pop. As Graphite managing this section a lot better than Pop now as we enter the funnels. It's a good entry then from Graphite into the funnels as they're about to cross the finish line. And they do so, and it's over for the Bubblegum Ballers. It's only 7th. As they just crossed the line now. But a wonderful entry into the funnels for Graphite. That entry, we barely got to see it because we were following Pop for most of the time, but we barely got to see that. It was a wonderful entry right into the exit into the last section. And it's going to be 7th for the Ballers. It's going to run 11 now. We still have quite a lot of decent athletes here. We see Swabby, we see Arthropod, Parasite is there as well, Graphite, alongside Renew and Eagle. Eagle, of course, seasoned marble in this particular event. And so is Parasite, actually, as well. But meanwhile, at the back, it is Swabby a little bit. Swabby, the only reserve that's left out of this particular set of marbles. And I think they're the only reserve that was sent in at the start of the event, as on the left side funnel now, it will be Graphite to enter the last section last. As Swabby crosses the line, and it's over for the Cardinals. It's only 6th place for the leaders in the overall standings. Now they have to wait to see how teams like the Scorperiors and the Satyrs perform. They better hope they don't finish 1st or 2nd, because otherwise they might lose the championship lead. But yeah, again, nothing wrong that Graphite did, but they were just a little bit slower than everybody else. As we enter into the 12th run of the event. They're off now. And meanwhile, at the back, it's Arthropod with Swabby and Eagle. As Parasite making a good run into the 2nd section now. We can't even see them or Renew anymore. There's Renew right now. Parasite a little bit further away now. As Parasite and Renew enter the last section. Everybody into the right side of the splitter section as they enter the funnel. It's going to be a crucial entry for the last team into the funnels, because look at, oh, Parasite getting moved around by the Golfbirds and Team Echo. Parasite will be the last to enter the funnel, but it's too late. Violet Vermin, oh, that's a disaster for the Violet Vermin. They're now only in 5th. It's still a good score, but it could have been so much better for Parasite. They were unlucky in this last section as the marbles were just funneling in one after another. They were the first into the funnel section, but they could not get a good entry in and paid the price massively with only 5th place and 11 points. Alright, this is your top 4 now. Let's see who will finish on the podium. They're off now. Golfbirds here could have a chance for a podium finish. Once again, they finished 4th last time out in the jousting duel. They could finish on the podium here unless something happens to Eagle. As meanwhile at the back, it's still Swabby and Arthropod. As Renew extending that gap now into the splitter, into the zigzag as we enter the splitter. It's a good entry for Arthropod. As meanwhile, as I said, Eagle getting lost a little bit in the background here. Eagle now currently in last. Everybody else on the right side of the funnel. And on the left side, it's only Eagle. They don't get a good entry now. And I think it's too late. Renew will cross the line, Solar will cross the line, and it's a disaster for the Golfbirds. 4th again. They cannot get a medal here. It's gonna be the Scorpioneers, Sailors, and Team Echo that do, though. Now we have to wait to determine in which order. As Renew crosses the line, Swabi crosses the line now. And yeah, massive disaster for Eagle. It's still 4th place, though. Alright, now it's time to determine the bronze medalists. It's between Team Echo, the Sailors, and the Scorpioneers. They're off now. As Arthropod gets a good entry now, but it's the battle between... Right now at the back, it's Swabi a little bit, lost in this hurdle section as we enter the zigzag section now. As Renew already making a big margin. Well, look at it. It's a very good entry then into the Spirit section for Arthropod as we enter the funnels now. It's Arthropod and Swabi on the left side. It's a good entry for Swabi into the funnel. As Renew is the last one to enter. Crossing the line, it's Swabi. And then it's Arthropod. It's over for Team Echo. It's only bronze. But Swabi bringing it back. Wonderful entry into the funnels for the reserve of the Sailors. Look at that. And then it was the battle between Arthropod and Renew for that last position there. But Arthropod was able to bring it back in that last section to finish ahead and guarantee them a spot in the final, which is happening right now. It's between the Scorpioneers and the Sailors. They're off now. A lot of contact here in that first section. It's currently Arthropod in the lead as Swabi lagging behind a little bit, going into the hurdle section now. Arthropod making good progress here as Swabi getting the last little bit behind here. Right now, it's going the Scorpioneers' way into the splitter section now. Goes Arthropod. It's a good entry there. Swabi struggling behind a little bit here as look at Arthropod already into the funnel section now. But Swabi comes in with another decent entry. They knock out the Scorpioneers, but it's the last section now. Cool finishing first. It's the Scorpioneers! Arthropod has done it! Swabi can only finish second. And it's the 3rd medal. It's the 3rd gold medal of the season for the Scorpioneers. The first and only team to do so. Swabi with that silver ensures that the Sailors will have 6 medals, the most of any team. But it's the Scorpioneers that win out over the Sailors. Team Echo will finish in 3rd. Golfbirds, Violet Vermin, Carbons, Bubblegum Ballers, and the Sky Scouts. But it's the Scorpioneers, Arthropod. Congratulations to our podium finishers. Team Echo, Sailors, and our gold medalists, the Scorpioneers. Well done then to the Scorpioneers for a fantastic performance here in the Elimination race. Congratulations also to the Sailors and Team Echo. But let's have a look then at those overall standings. And the Scorpioneers back in the lead. Carbons dropped to 2nd, Sailors up to 3rd. And look at that. 6 teams can no longer fight for the championship. But that's it from us from the VALVIK Marble League. Coming up next, it's the penultimate event of the minor league with the elimination race. We hope to see you there. Goodbye.